If you're like me, you want more of this and less of this. Hi guys, DigiBobcat here, and today we're going to go over some tips and tricks that I found can help increase your win rate in the Pokemon trading card game. So first, go second. If you are lucky enough to win the coin toss, do not choose to go first. This has many advantages. If you do go first, you are not allowed to attack and you cannot use supporter cards during your first move. If you choose to go second, not only do you get to attack, you can also play supporter cards, so you can look for more basic Pokemon, look for evolution Pokemon, or just draw more cards. It also has the secondary effect that you get to see what your opponent has put down. You have an extra turn to see what their strategy is going to be, where they are placing their energy. Are they putting it on their active Pokemon or their benched Pokemon? And you have an extra turn to plan your next move out accordingly. My next tip is to not be afraid to throw out a Decoy Pokemon even if it gets knocked out early. Sometimes you might have a Pokemon on your bench that you can evolve, that you can build up with some energy. It might take a little bit of time to ramp it up, but once it gets to that final evolution and you have enough energy, it's a beast. It starts knocking out your enemy Pokemon one after the other. So even if you lose one, maybe even two basic Pokemon early, it's not that big of a deal if you can get that power spike and your enemy hasn't really taken advantage of the fact that maybe they could have also been working on the power spike. Even better is if the Pokemon you've thrown out to be a decoy has a skill that lets you draw cards. Go ahead and put an energy on it, draw your cards, and just keep drawing your cards. The more you have, the more options are available to you later in the game. My next tip isn't really anything that's going to help you win any more games, but they can help make it more enjoyable. If you have an opponent that is constantly spamming their emotes, some of them do it just to be aggravating, you can click on their profile icon up here in the top left, and there's a mute button. So I just typically go ahead and mute everybody at the start of a match. So let's talk about which theme deck you should buy first to help you win. If you're not worried about completing your daily challenges, and you're more focused on winning, getting your daily wins in, I would highly recommend purchasing either the Dreadnought theme deck or the Inteleon theme deck. Both of them are water-based. Water cards are generally good in the fact that they're only really weak to grass type and electric type, and you don't really see a lot of those in the theme decks. What you do see, and what I've seen in around half of my matches, are tons of Charizard decks. Everybody loves to play them because they are extremely easy, they are kind of overpowered. But if you happen to run a water deck, then you get double damage on most of the cards in those decks. So you can actually get some chain knockouts, even if they manage to get Charizard up, one or two attacks, and you can take that Charizard out. So I would highly recommend getting a water-based deck. I just find that the Dreadnought and the Inteleon decks are really good. They have also have some good basic Pokemon that you can throw out as decoys that also deal decent damage in themselves, so I guess they may not really be decoys. My final tip for this video is to have fun. Remember that this is just a game, and if you are not being entertained, you are not getting any enjoyment out of it, then there's no real purpose to playing it. So if you start to find yourself getting frustrated, walk away from the game for a little bit, take a break, do something else, and then come back to it later. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider subscribing to the channel, and I hope to see you soon.